Hey everybody, back with part 4 of my typeset quarters, and we're starting out with a big one here. 1807 draped bust. These were produced from 1796 to 1807. This one was in a NGC holder labeled very good details because of the scratches. As you can see, there's some scratches up there, but these are kind of expensive coins, so if you can get one with details. After 216 years, you think you might have a few scratches on a coin. Yeah, I find this interesting, the way they squeezed in 25 cents here at the bottom, the 25, and then the C on the other end of the tail. Definitely one of the bigger ones in my typeset. Move into the capped bust. This is one of the first old coins I bought. No, not this one. I'm thinking of my 50-cent piece. This is a capped bust. They were produced 1815 to 1838. Here's an 1822 and about a fine 12. There's only 64,000 of these produced. And then they made the size just a little bit smaller. This is, nope, I'm sorry, this is still the same size as the last one. This is 1831. This is the large letters, and they removed the E pluribus unum from above the eagle. Going back to the other one, you can see the E pluribus unum there, and it's gone from there. This one is about a very fine. Moving into the seated quarters, 1853 with the arrows, and these were produced in 1838 to 1891. And again, they had a lot of varieties. This is my favorite variety and pretty close to my favorite coin, arrows and rays. And this one is a XF. Moving on to an 1854 with arrows. And this is an 1854 O in about a fine. And there's our mint mark. Moving on to 1857. And the arrows have been removed. This is about a very fine 20. 9 million were made. Moving on to 1858. Got an XF40 here. About 7 million minted. This one is pretty nice coin. Another nice bright one, 1877. Carson City. And this one is a AU. And you can see E pluribus unum was added above the eagle. And there's our Carson City mint mark. That's a nice coin. And finally in the seededs, 1891, about a fine. And just short of 4 million of these were produced. Move on to the Barber. Yeah, the Barbers were produced 1892 to 1916. Here's an 1892 S. This one cost me a few bucks. I do like the reverse of the Barber series. A lot going on. And of course there's our mint mark down at the bottom. Next up we got a 1894 New Orleans mint mark. And about a very fine. Next up in 1898 XF. And finally, in the quarters, Barber Quarters, 1906D in an AU 58, at least according to the seller. Moving on to the standing Liberty Quarters. And these were from 1916 to 1930. Here's the first year, 1917, Variety 1 in an XF. And again, the Variety 1 had the bare breast and also no stars under the eagle. About 8 million produced. Next up, another 1917, only this is San Francisco Mint, also Variety 1. And our mint marks on these are right down there next to that star. Next up, 1927 in a mint state 60, according to the seller. And you can see the difference on this one. The chainmail is added to the breast, and then these 3 stars were added underneath the eagle. That one's still got some cartwheeling in it. Next up, a 1929D. And about a very fine 1.3 million minted. And a 1930. And about a fine. And finally a 1930S. Moving on to Washington's. Of course, 1932 to present. And we start off with a 1932. And mint state 60 or so. Next up a 1940S. Also mint state 64 or so. And 1964, or 1944, sorry. Here's our 1964. And then MS-63. Only paid $1.70 for this back in 1987. And of course, the 64s were the last year of the silver. And a 1967 SMS proof. Special mint set. And next up, a 1969 proof S. And of course, we have to get the bicentennials in there. 1976 S proof. 1976. And this one is silver. And a 1976 uncirculated for the most part, and another 1976. I believe this one is silver. Then we went into the state quarters. I have them currently in my typeset, but I'm going to move them to a Dansko album. I have one of each in silver proof. And then after that, we went to the national parks, and I've got all of those in proof coins in a Dansko album. I'll do a video with those coming up shortly. But there were just too many to keep in the typeset. We get the reverse proof. That one's 2018 Apostle Islands. I wasn't going to collect all the national park ones until I started seeing them. They're some beautiful coins. And this one works out really well as a reverse proof. And then finally, we had to get the W mint mark. This one is 2019 War in the Pacific. In about an AU. And I hope you enjoyed these. If you did, give me a like and subscribe. And up next are going to be the 50-cent pieces, which also have some really nice ones in. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.